Hey, what is up, ladies and gents? Welcome back to the channel. Just wanted to say thank you to each and every one of you who just watched like the first episode reaction to Dark. So yeah, um, as of recording of this episode reaction, the first episode just became public on YouTube. So yeah, I am a couple of episodes ahead. But I just wanted to say thank you to each and every one of you who liked the video and commented on it as well. Really, really appreciate all your kind words. And yeah, I am really super excited to get into this world of Dark. I will also mention this because some of you have been, um, mentioning it in the comment section. Yes, I have seen the website for the family tree and whatever. It is really helpful and it is really useful considering how the website. I think it's the right website. It's the website that is like officially from Netflix. But it is really useful considering that they allow you to like choose where you are, like like where in the season you are, which episode you are in, and it just tells you straight away. Okay, these are the information that is currently available for you without any spoilers. So yeah, it's really useful, and I've been using it since the previous episode. I didn't really mention it in the previous episode, but I have been using it. It's been really useful. Um, and I think that's pretty much it that I wanted to say. Just wanted to say thank you, and just wanted to say yeah. Some of the things that you guys have said and mentioned, I have used the family tree and whatever, and that's pretty much it. So here's to the next episode reaction to Dark. So hope you guys enjoyed my reaction.
Schwarze Löcher gelten als
Ah,
die Höllenschlunde des
oh,
Universums. Wer hineinfällt, verschwindet.
Sigmundus, the Trinity. Oh yeah, they're focusing on it.
Aber wohin? Was liegt hinter einem schwarzen Loch? Verschwinden dort mit den Dingen auch Raum und Zeit?
Mhm.
Oder wären Raum und Zeit in einem ewigen Kreis miteinander verbunden? Und was, wenn das, was aus der Vergangenheit kommt, durch die Zukunft beeinflusst wäre?
Hmm. We went from the stranger to Helge, and then from Helge to the mask. Sorry, the hooded figure, right? Well, I just noticed this. It's a completely different. Is it? Wait. Hmm. Is it the same opening? I mean, yeah, there are a few. There are similar shots, but. Hmm. Double lives. I guess it's because I just noticed like some of the new elements being in play, right? The tattoo and all, and seeing it in the opening. Hmm. Living living separately. You would think they would be, together, right? But they're not. Back to the Winden Caves. The crossing. Black hole. Come on, Jonas.
Da bist du ja, du blöde Kuh.
Photo of the moon.
Wo ist mein roter Lippenstift?
The difference. Ah. Okay, okay.
Ja, wegen Mickel.
Because of Mikkel. We cut from her to her. Hmm. Alright, Helge, come on. What do you know?
Es muss aufhören. Es muss aufhören. Es muss auf. Was muss aufhören?
I mean, we know these two know something. The father doesn't want to say anything, and he hasn't shown anything to the audience yet.
Bin ich traurig.
Double lives.
Der 11-jährige Mikkel gilt seit 2 Tagen als vermisst. Es ist in den letzten Monaten vermehrt zu Stromausfällen gekommen.
You're just gonna leave her? In the car? Okay.
Ich habe etwas beschlagnahmt. Das ist ein gewaltiger Unterschied.
I'm taking evidence. Yeah, something's going on with the Doppler family. That's for sure. What are they hiding? I wonder if they're... I feel like they know more about the cave than... They know about the cave, but they're not telling us. They're keeping it as a secret. Meanwhile, Jonas is about to find the secret. Stranger, the stranger. Okay, okay. Come on, come on. The stranger has got... Interesting shot. The love between mother and daughter.
Dieser Roman ist durchzogen von einem Netz von Symbolen und Verweisen. Als Beispiele aus der Fülle der Symbole seien zum Beispiel die Platanen am See genannt. Einen speziellen Fall der Wiederholung in Goethes Werk stellt die sogenannte Doppel.
Symbolism and repetition. Magnus is back.
Die Symmetrie ist eine spezielle Art der Doppelung. Sie hat eine Mittelachse, an der sich das Wiederholen
The infinity in the chalkboard.
in 2 entgegengesetzte Richtungen.
Ah.
Stellen, da verweist der Roman
Ooh. Love that shot of Jonas. Just alone in the dark. So the stranger looking at Jonas and kind of timing everything. He knows that this is supposed to happen, right? Which leads to the theory of the stranger actually being Jonas more stronger, because that just shows that he knows that this is where his past self must be.
Nein, doch, wegen der roten Erde. Wir finden keine. Auch im näheren Umkreis der Fundstelle ist nirgendwo rote Erde.
Okay. Talking about the red soil and all. Alright, what do we got? What does the security footage see? Or capture, even? Oh. Is that the... Was the person in the car in the footage her husband? PD216, I don't remember. It is, isn't it? It is. What is it? What is it? The red soil. He's the mysterious figure, isn't he? The one with the hooded... The other hooded figure, the one who killed Eric.
Am Montag warst du die ganze Zeit in der Praxis.
Ja,
Lies. Lies. Crying. He totally is. Or at least he's a part of it. He may not necessarily be the hooded figure, but he is related or is a part of it. Yeah, I was just about to say. Kind of creepy, Magnus, but I get it though. You are very suspicious of her. And who is this?
Ich möchte wissen, ob Peter Doppler einer Ihrer Kunden war. Diesen Montag.
Kann ich noch mal Ihren Dienstausweis sehen? Nein, er war schon seit über einem Jahr nicht mehr hier. Wenn, dann holt er sich das, was er jetzt braucht, woanders.
Danke.
Peter Doppler. This music though. Ulrich's gonna break in, isn't he? Enough is enough. Security cameras though, those will pose difficulty, that's for sure. Jonas gonna find a door? Or the...
Der Anfang ist das Ende und das Ende ist der Anfang.
Helga? Yeah, Helga. A gift from the stranger? Really loving the theme of the episode though. Like double lives. Ones that are real and ones that people are speculating. In this case, you know, like Magnus speculating that she has a double life, even though it's probably a misconception or a misunderstanding. But Peter, on the other hand, definitely has a double life. Ah, red soil. This is the place where Peter used to park.
Der Vogel hat das Gleiche. Hat was?
Eardrums? Yep.
Nach Tschernobyl sind die vermehrt aufgetreten, eine Form von Mutation.
Du meinst, sie sind verstrahlt?
After Chernobyl. Interesting indeed. Ties back to like what happened 33 years ago in the past. Because Chernobyl happened like recently, right? 33 years ago, at the timeline where Mikkel shows up. Oh, your mom's probably not gonna be here. Into the darkness. Love how pitch black it is. We're not going inside, are we? Hatch in the beginning? Peter?
Er hat was?
Du musst bitte Elisabeth aus der Schule abholen, ich schaff's nicht.
Ich habe gleich einen Patienten. Ich muss in die Praxis.
Hol sie einfach ab, okay? Ich muss ins AKW.
Ah, okay. So it's Ulrich was the one who she was referring to in the phone. He did what, right? Hmm.
Ich muss los, sonst komme ich zu spät.
Oh no. Oh no. Wait, how was no one supervising her? Him? Like wait, what? Helge, nobody's supervising you? Where is he going? She's not gonna end up in the past, is she? What the fuck? Meanwhile, Ulrich.
Er hat sich nicht sehr kooperativ gezeigt.
Yeah, I would imagine so.
Warum Mikkel? Die ganze Zeit frage ich mich das. Warum er? Warum mein Sohn? Warum denn nicht zum Beispiel sein Sohn? Warum nicht sein?
The desperation of a father. Good stuff.
Ich bin den Waldweg abgefahren schon zweimal, aber da ist sie nicht.
Another kid is gonna be missing. Oh no. Yeah, she's gone. She's gone. Careful what you wish for, Ulrich. Why does it have to be my kid? Why isn't it his kid? Her kid? The blocking and composition of some of these shots in dark are... It impressed me a lot. Was the stranger the one in the cabin? I think he might be.
Ich muss es ihm sagen. Er muss aufhören.
Who? Who is it, Helge? Who is it? Okay. Who did you meet?
Ich will wissen, wer dir das geschenkt hat. Wer ist Noah?
What? Noah? Yona? I'm not crazy, am I? Yona? Noah? For Charlotte.
Wir sind auf der Suche nach dem Ariadne-Faden, der
Narrator
uns den
again?
richtigen Weg weisen soll.
Come on, he...
Wohin es uns führt.
He's helping him. Come on, he has to be Yona. Come on. Predetermined by the beginning and the ending. It's a paradox. Holy shit, come on. I swear, if it's not Yona, I'm going to be very disappointed.
Er muss aufhören.
Wer muss aufhören?
Ich muss ihn stoppen.
Is he referring to
Noah?
Oh, Jesus Christ. Oh my god, this is amazing. This is amazing. Don't stray too far on your own, kid. That's not creepy at all.
Du musst Yasin sein. Noah schickt mich.
Was that Peter? God damn it. If you can't tell, I am very much invested in this story now. Holy shit. Okay. I don't know. Okay, I don't know if Noah being Yona, being the stranger. I don't know. I feel like because I don't know if Noah is referring to the stranger though. Because if Noah is referring to the stranger, and if my previous theory of the stranger being Yona, it does kind of make sense a bit, because I mean, it's not really the same name. It's not like a Mikhail situation, right? But Noah and Yona, two biblical names, by the way, right? Interesting. Wow. What a fantastic episode. We focus more on the Doppler family in this episode, which, great. Fantastic. I mean, we were focusing a lot on the Conwells, we were focusing on the Tiedemanns, and of course the Nielsen's. And now, the final piece of the puzzle, the Dopplers. And boy oh boy, do they have a lot of secrets. Especially Peter and Helge as well. Those two know something that we do not, right? Those two know something that even Charlotte does not know. And of course, it is very important for us to remember, right, that in the previous episode, we do know that some of these characters in the past has experienced this time phenomena before, right? Especially Charlotte with the birds, right? And then we kind of see that again as she picks up the bird, and then she diagnoses it with with the doctor, right? But then there's Helge, right? How did Helge became who he is right now in the future, right? Or present, I would say. Time works very differently. Time is weird. But how did Helge in the past became the Helge that we know now in the present, right? Which is the future. And let's just push that to the side and talk about Noah. Who is Noah? So in the reaction, I mentioned that, oh, duh, Noah is Jonas, right? But then after thinking about it, because I am currently editing the video as well, that's basically how I'm going to be doing Dark at this point, right? Finishing a reaction and then jump to straight up editing the episode reaction, and then during editing, I'll start discussing as well, because that's probably when I'm probably the most fresh on, the whole thing, right? Because I'm also going back and forth between like the episode and stuff. But thinking back and thinking back again, I don't think Noah is meant to be Jonas. That is my initial assumption, right? Because that's like the obvious. Oh, of course, like it is the time traveler. There is the the time traveler, the stranger that I've been so very much confident that the stranger is Jonas. That's why I've been calling the stranger Jonas every now and again, but even though I shouldn't, because it's not really confirmed yet, but I'm like 99% confident, especially with how the stranger acts in this episode, because there's so many moments in this episode, right, where Jonas went into the cave, and then the stranger is just looking in the back, right? Time is ticking, looking at time, right? Looking at his clock, right? To make sure that everything is going exactly as planned, right? Everything needs to be in the correct time and space, like everything needs to be, the exact same thing. Not to mention the narrator himself, which I still don't know who the narrator is, though. Is the narrator supposed to be the scientist? I forgot his name, but is it supposed to be the scientist, or is it supposed to be somebody that we know who is much older in the future, right? But the narrator talks about like how, predestination, right? How the past influenced the future and the future influencing the past, like it is all a time paradox, right? How, and with that in mind, seeing Jonas going into the cave with the narrator talking about it, and then seeing the stranger looking at it, and then the stranger going to Jonas's house. How did he get inside? Questions, right? Come on, it's obvious at this point. But it is the fact that the stranger going into Jonas's room and then adding, like, you know, helping Jonas himself, right? You know, by writing something within the map, right? Like a clue, right? Hey, this is the way you're supposed to go. This is where you're supposed to be, right? Jonas is gonna wake up the next day and he's gonna see the, you know, the new sign and whatever, and he's gonna be so confused and so scared because, like, holy shit, what just happened? Somebody just wrote this. Like, this was not here before. But it is that time loop, that paradox, right? How the past influenced the future and the future influencing the past, right? In this case, the stranger is influencing the past, but the stranger is the future. So the future is influencing the past, and the past will eventually influence the future. So having this idea of the stranger actually being Jonas, and this being like a mega time loop of, like, Jonas going into the cave will eventually lead to Jonas helping Jonas get into the cave. It's fantastic. It's great. It's so, it's refreshing. It's I haven't seen a time travel show like this. I mean, there are time travel shows before, or shows with time travel elements in them that has this element of, like, a time paradox where your past self will meet your future self, or your future self will meet your past self, and vice versa, and all, and how that kind of influence one another. Like there's so many, you know, shows out there that actually has this element, but it's very rarely utilized, right? It's usually only a one-time deal, like, oh, here's a plot point, then that's pretty much it. With Dark, it is the main plot point. It's like the center figure, right? And with this with the cast of Dark having, like, this, you know, this ensemble cast, it's not just limited to, like, a single person, right? It's not limited to, like, one or two character of the same person, right? No, multiple characters, multiple people can actually influence their past and future selves in this show, and that is what excites me the most, right? We see this in Jonas and the Stranger. Are we going to see this with, like, Mikhail or Mikkel with Jonas? How is he going to influence them, right? And how that influence will do a domino effect and lead to him going back in time. Like, it's this, of course, it's the making sure that your past self or your future self must do this in order for your current self to be relevant and stay alive, right? Because if things change, if things go to a different direction, then everything will go to, you know, everything will be radically changed and different, right? That's like one of the things that I am curious about the show, and that is how this show is going to handle, you know, the time loops. Because sometimes because it feels like this is going to be a paradox loop where everything is connected and everything is, you know, everything is as destined to be. Like, yeah, he like this person will always go back in time, and they will always go to this point, and they will go to the future, and they will, like, change this and that in order for the loop to continue forever and ever and ever and ever. Or can there actually be a point in the story where you can change all of that? Let's say you divert your direction, you divert the path and what have you, and it changes things, right? What is going to happen? What's going to happen in the future? What's going to happen in the past? I feel like Dark is going to be a show, again, like I said, a show where everything is all set in stone. Like, there's really nothing that you can change. So it is a matter of, like, how these characters will face their destiny, because, you know, like, you can't change the fact, or let's say, you know, like, Mikkel or Mikhail at this point, right? What if he realizes this, and then he realizes that he is unable to change the fact that in the future, which is in the present, that he is going to commit suicide because he needs, you know, to do that. Like, he has to let that event happen in order for everything else to follow as planned, in order for Jonas to feel a certain way, for Jonas to actually go into the cave and go back in time, and he can't, Mikhail can't actually change any of that, because if he does change it, and then everything just falls apart, and then the plan gets ruined. Like, that's interesting. That is interesting, because so many other time travel, science fiction shows, movies, stories, whatever, they kind of explore this idea, but usually, sometimes it always leads to not a fixed time loop, but more of a time loop that you can alter and change, and become, and then you are stranded in a different timeline, right? So I am curious to see how Dark will handle this. Really curious. And speaking of Jonas, the time travel, Noah, right? Because I kind of got sidetracked a bit. I was talking about I was talking about Noah, and then I started talking about Jonas. But Noah, as mentioned before, in a couple of minutes ago, I thought that Noah was probably gonna be Jonas. No, I don't think that is going to be the case anymore. Both characters, Jonas and Jonas, can be pronounced as Yona, right? Yona or Jonas, right? Because synonymous with the biblical character, right? Who got eaten by a giant fish. Noah and Jonas, two biblical characters. This again marks another religious aspect of the show being prevalent, right? But this time it's not just symbols anymore, right? It's not just like a cross or an actual like picture painting or a symbol on a wall or whatever. Nope, actual character names, right? Noah. Already so many questions. Like, what does this Noah character represent? Is he supposed to represent like a savior in this regard, right? A character who will lead people to the promised land or whatever, right? Or save them from, imminent disaster? I don't know. I mean, I don't want to connect it with like actual biblical, lore and whatever, because obviously, we don't know whether or not it's, going to follow a similar route or not. But if we are to do so, then the character of Noah, right? The character who gets a vision or an act of providence, right? A message from God himself, right? To, that, hey, in the future, there's going to be a flood or a certain disaster, and you need to do this and you need to do that. And he follows that, right? So, in a way, it is also playing with the theme of time, right? About knowing what happens in the future, so you're doing whatever you can in the present in order to prepare for said future, right? So, what does this Noah character represent? Who is this Noah character? And in the beginning of the episode, let me see if I can find it. But in the beginning of the episode, we saw this. This. Sigmundus Creatus S. But a couple of frames before that. This, I believe, is called the Emerald Stone. How do I know this? Don't ask. I've been like reading a couple of like history books and learning about like other cultures and stuff for like a couple of months now. this is just a mere coincidence. Is it the Emerald Stone? It is the Emerald Stone, right? But the Emerald Stone is wait, is it the Emerald Stone? I don't think it is. Emerald Tablet, not stone, but Emerald Tablet. Also, again, like very religious in many aspects. And then of course, you know, like the Sigmundus Creatus Es roughly translates to from the world created anew, or wait, so was the world created. Just reading at Wikipedia. But it is interesting that we are pairing that phrase with the Trinity symbol. It's not really exactly called the Trinity symbol. The triquetra is a better is the correct term for it. So this is a place, a door perhaps, right? There's a handle over here. And as this scene continues on, we see this person who also has this the etchings of the Emerald Tablet on his back, right? With the Trinity, Sigmundus, and all of the other phrases, right? I think this is Noah. Now that I'm thinking about it. No. That's Peter. That's Peter. I just noticed the setting, the place where he is standing. This is the bunker, isn't it? It is the bunker, isn't it? Hang on. Yeah, I think it is. I'm gonna let the scene play again. Bricks, cracks. I think it is. Yeah. Oh yeah. He has a watch, I think, over here, right? Does Peter have a watch as well? Hang on, let me see if I can find. He's hiding it under his sweater though, so I can't. I don't know. I feel like that's Peter, now that I'm thinking about it. Like, you can see, like, he has a beard, right? Either if this is either Peter or Noah, but looking at the background image of this scene, I'm kind of more into the idea that this is actually Peter. And if this is Peter, then I guess the final scene is also Peter. I think he has a beard as well here, right? And if this is Peter, then Peter is now confirmed to be the hooded figure. Then who the fuck is Noah? Who is he? Who is he? Damn it. I thought the tattooed figure is going to be Noah, but now as I'm thinking about it more, I feel like the tattooed figure might actually be Peter, and if that is the case, then Peter is the masked figure, hooded figure, I would say. But if that is Peter, then who is Noah? Shit. God damn it. I thought I was onto something, but instead I went to a different direction, and then I went to a different theory, and then now I have no idea who Noah is. But Helge does know who Noah is, and he wants Noah to stop. So what does he know that we do not? But if Helge wants Noah to stop, right, here's the confusion, right? Here's where things get confusing. If Helge wants Noah to stop, then who is this, by the way? Who is the person who is going into the Peter's cabin? This is Peter's cabin, right? In the forest. Because Peter is here with his family. And we don't know what is inside of this. What if this is the place where the scientist was at the end of episode 3? What if this cabin, this shack in the middle of the forest, is actually the place where the scientist that we know, right? I keep forgetting his name. But what if it is the place where the scientist is? And there's a reason why we don't see what is inside of this place, right? Because Charlotte went into this into this shack, this cabin, and we're only seeing it from the outside, and we don't see what is on the inside, because on the inside it is completely dark, right? Completely dark. We don't know what is on the inside. We don't know what is on the inside, but we do know that there is something down below. But Charlotte was not able to explore this entire place, which is kind of frustrating to me as an audience, because I really want to know what is inside and what is going on here. But she was unable to explore this place because she has to pick up Elizabeth, right, her daughter. The Doppler family. I love that we have been getting a lot of family focused episodes, right? First 3 episodes we mainly focus on the Conwells and the Nielsen's, right? Jonas, Mikhail, Ulrich. We see a bit of the Tiedemanns, right? But not as prominent, right? So even though the Tiedemanns have been, kind of established a lot in these 3 episodes, but they haven't been like a primary focus, I would say. Well, I guess episode 3 we kind of focus on them, but in the past, not necessarily the present. But for me personally, it's not enough. Like this episode, we are fully exploring the Doppler family, right? Entirely from Helge to Peter to Charlotte to their 2 daughters, like full-on Doppler episode. And as we explore further into the episode, and I will get into this class in a bit, because it is interesting what they show in the chalkboard. But it is this uneasy tension between Charlotte and Peter, right, in this scene, right, completely separated. I wonder if it's just because of Peter's newfound sexuality, or if there's something more. I wonder if it's more to do with like the cave and the time travel, because at this point it is kind of obvious that we are setting up the fact that Helge and Peter knows something, right? Episode 3, Helge gives what was her name? Claudia the book. How did he get the book? I don't know. Why is he interested in the book? I don't know. But it shows that he knows something that we do not. And if by extension, if we are to believe, you know, like father, like son, and Peter also knows something. So I don't know if Peter is deliberately staying away from her, you know, from his family, from Charlotte and everybody else because of this, I would say, this knowledge that he has. Or is it simply because he no longer loves her, or finding new sexuality and whatever? I don't know. I feel like there's more to that, you know what I mean? But since we just glanced over it a couple of minutes ago, let's talk about this scene. The class. What are they learning? I'm just gonna let the scene play out again. A web of symbols and references runs through the novel. What novel are they talking about? The sycamores by the sea are an example of this plethora of symbolism. Let me go search that up. Sycamores by the sea. The Sea Voyage poem by Johann Wolfgang von Goethe. I hope I pronounced his name right. Sorry if I'm butchering his name. He is, of course, for those of you who don't know, a German poet, a playwright, novelist, a scientist, statesman, theater director, and, of course, a critic. I have heard of his name before. I think I briefly learned about him in the past during philosophical class. Don't ask why I know or why I went to philosophy class. Don't ask. But I think I've heard of his name before, because it is ringing a bell. Anyways, continuing the scene. So we're talking about symbolism, right? We're basically talking about, like, hey, if you don't know already, you know, the symbolisms, the symbols, and the what's the term for this? Symbology? Is that a word? Symbology. It is a word. Symbology, the study or use of symbols. But yeah, if you know the symbology in Dark in this show, it's really something, all right. Like, in case the viewer does not know or does not understand, or it didn't really go into their head yet, yes, you should actually be paying attention to these things. A special form of repetition in Goethe's work is what we call doubling. Okay? The characters consciously and unconsciously, Magnus comes in, interrupts the lecture. And then, of course, symmetry is a special kind of doubling. We see the infinity symbol on the chalkboard with, of course, the straight line in the middle, the crossing. Why is this in class? Why is this being drawn in class? I don't know why, but it's there. So, maybe this class knows something that we do not. Maybe the teacher knows something that we do not. Or is this just a mere, again, like what the lecture is going for, right? Symbolism, you know, in the background or foreground, whatever you want to call it, right? Where it's there just to insinuate or extend or it's there as a means to as a subtle nod, a subtle hint on what the story is trying to dive deeper into. I've been watching a lot of Breaking Bad recently, and without spoiling Breaking Bad much, but there are a lot of moments in Breaking Bad like this where a character is explaining something, right, and explaining something to to students, to children, because this character is a teacher, and the way this character is presenting and teaching the subject of that episode is actually like the main theme of the episode, right? So let's say a teacher let's say a character is talking about the, let's say, like chemical reaction, that where one chemical and another chemical meets, it explodes or whatever, right? For example, right? That is basically the theme of the episode. The theme of the episode is when two people meet and they explode, and through emotions and all that stuff. And I find that to be very, very fun and fascinating and great, and just a joy to watch, because if you're paying attention, you're like, this is the theme of the episode, and it kind of sets up this kind of expectations for, from the audience. I'm kind of getting the similar vibe to this. And this isn't the first time that Dark has done this, by the way, right? If we remember, right? I think it was in episode 1 where they are talking about actually black holes, right? In class, and of course in the television towards the end of that episode, where the professor is talking about like black holes or wormholes, and how time works in that regard, right? So this is really fun, and this is really cool. Symmetry is a special kind of doubling. What is actually doubling? I'm just dumb. I'm sorry. I'm I mean, I know doubling means, like becoming like double and twice, but like, what does it mean in scientific terms or in context of symmetry? Well, no, I'm just dumb. I'm just dumb. I just figured out what it means. Symmetry meaning, like, it's literally the opening of the show, by the way. Like, they're just literally explaining about the opening of the show. Look, symmetry, right? It's all symmetry. It's all cut in the middle. It's the same but different, right? And it is, of course, doubling. Doubling, symmetry, all cut in the middle. Yeah, and it is like this for like almost the entire opening, except for during these moments where clearly there's more than one symmetry. There's more than one cutoff angle, which, now that I'm thinking about it, it is very interesting. I may be overthinking about this, but with the, I'm gonna bring up the sand glass again. But using this as an analogy again of like infinity, right? The cutoff is always in the middle, right? It's always in the middle, right? But here in the opening, now that I'm thinking about it, there are moments and there are instances where it's not just in the middle, right? Sometimes it's over here, sometimes it's over there. So what does it mean? Are they trying to tell me that there is going to be more than one opening? Right? Because right now that we pretty much established that is meant to be like the opening of the black hole, the opening of time, where you can travel through there and you can go back to the past or to the future or whatever, right? We don't know if it is exclusively only to the past or if we can go more into the other way around. Like, can they actually go into the future? Well, I mean, we can't. We have seen that, with Ulrich's brother, right? But like, I'm talking about like living people, right? Actually going to the future and still being alive. Obviously, we still don't know whether or not the stranger, with what I am assuming to be this time traveling machine or whatever it is in the box. So I don't know if time travel as a time travel device is actually exists in this world of Dark, but I would assume that device is a time machine, because aesthetically there's a lot of time and noggings and clogs. I don't know. But it's the idea of like breaking the natural order of things, like 33 years apart, boom boom boom. That is, again, that is the natural order, right? That is the law, and that is how the universe works in a way, right? Like, you can't change that. That is just how it is naturally, right? How do you break that? Well, you break the natural order. You create your own portal. You create your own hole, right? Your own portal to another time. And that upsets the natural order of things. And that's why things aren't as symmetrical as they are. Now it is different. So it presents this idea that I don't know if Dark is actually going to explore it, but if it does, I will be very excited and I will be very happy. Let's continue on with this class, right? Symmetry is a special kind of doubling. The repetition is mirrored along a central axis. Like I said before, opening of the episode, right? Opening of the show, even. The repetition begins at an imaginary center point and branches off into opposing directions. Who are you? Who are you, and why are you teaching us this? Several encrypted references to later events in the novel. Like, come on. This is very meta. I will say that. This is very meta. Like, if you replace the fact that they are talking about Gothies. Sorry if I'm pronouncing his name wrong, by the way, but if we just remove the fact that they are referencing his work, and we replace that with the show Dark. Come on. This is very meta. I love this. There are several encrypted references to later events in the novel. Yeah, of course. Talking about like future events that are being, being discussed and explored upon in the past, right? And vice versa. Really nice. Really nice. I love it. At least starvation, for example. Ottilie's death resulted from self-imposed starvation. The subterfuges she resorted to are typical of those encountered in anorexia nervosa, as in the denial of the gravity of her condition. Menstruation was probably too delicate a subject for Gothie's public. Interesting. Elective affinities. Often described as Gothie's best, and at the same time his most enigmatic, combines elements of the Weimar classicism, such as the plot layout as a scientific parable with an opposing tendency towards romanticism. Cool. And off they go. Talking about the birds. Every other character just doesn't know what to do. Charlotte taking matters into her own hands. Discovering who is the one in the footage. Lo and behold, it's her husband. And now on the subject of red soil. This isn't the first time that we see a character with red soil. Because if we remember correctly, I think it was in It was episode 2 where what was their names? Tronte and Jana Nielsen, right? I mentioned with Tronte, he was holding this, you know, he was holding I think it was a sweater or a piece of clothing, and there's like red stains all over it, and initial assumptions would be like, oh, that's blood, but I don't think it is blood, right? I think I talked about this during the discussion as well in episode 2, but I think it's actually red soil, which kind of adds more into the mystery of and questioning of like, okay, what are they actually doing? I'm gonna keep it at that, right? Because I don't want to explore more to it, because I don't have much information to latch onto, but I'm just gonna keep it at that. And of course, trust issues between not just Peter and Charlotte, but also Magnus and what was her name again? Franziska. The website is really useful. Yeah, this again, like the show focuses a lot on character relationships, how they mold and how they become separate. It is sad to see, you know, how characters break their trust because of lies and secrets. It is another theme of the show, obviously. You know, it's not just about, you know, it's not just about, you know, the time travel element and stuff. No, it's the central theme of like trust between people, trust between these 4 families, right? The Tiedemanns, the Conwelts, the Dopplers, and of course the Nielsens, right? It's the trust between these 4 characters, you know, that creates this, again, this triquetra, right? That because again, right, the triquetra isn't like 3. It's not 3 spaces. No, it's 4, right? It's 1, 2, 3 on the side, and then there's 1 in the middle, right? Each representing a family. And who's the family in the middle? Who? And if we are to look at the if I am to look at the Dark family tree, it's kind of obvious which family is in the middle. It's the Conwelts, it's Jonas, Mikhail, right? And I will also say this: the family tree isn't really making it, you know, the family tree is making it very obvious that Mikkel and Mikhail are one and the same. Like, come on, they're like a top and below each other. Like come on. Not that it's, you know, it's pretty obvious at this point, you know what I mean? But it is kind of funny that the website it's kind of making it very obvious. Like, hey, in case you still haven't figured it out yet. But yeah, awesome stuff. And I guess lastly, let's talk about this final scene of the episode, right? It's not really the final scene, but like the second to last final scene of the episode, where the narrator is talking about like searching for Ariadne's thread, right? Greek mythology, if I remember correctly, she helped Theseus to get out of the labyrinth, right? Which again, very much thematic with what is going on with the show, and very much what is going on with the scene in question, right? The stranger in this sense is Ariadne, and he is helping Theseus, in this case Jonas, where to go, right? It's giving us, or it's also very meta of the show, because it's also telling us, you know, we're trying to find, or we're trying to solve a problem, right? This mystery, this puzzle of like, who is who, what is going on, what is this, why is this happening, right? And we are slowly piecing the puzzles together, right? Still begs the question of like who the narrator is. I don't know if, again, like I still don't know if the narrator is just a narrator, or if the narrator is actually a person that we do know or a character that we will meet in the future? Is the narrator actually the scientist? Is the narrator actually like a character but much older? We don't know. Or is the narrator actually Helge? Now that I'm thinking about it, I actually don't know. Oh, but it is such a fun moment, right? To see all of, you know, every time we connect a dot, a new point appears, and we don't know how to connect it with that. You know, like solve one problem, 2 more questions arise. And that's the beauty of Dark. And then we end with, of course, whoever this is. At first, I thought this was probably gonna be I thought this was Noah, but then he said, you know, Noah sent me. So who this? Is this actually Peter? Is this actually Peter? I don't know, man. Like, unless this is a different character, but like, obviously it is the hooded figure. But this just goes to show that the hooded figure isn't actually Noah. Noah is somebody else. Noah is this mysterious figure, this mysterious character that looms in the darkness. I mean, we don't know where he is, who he is, or what he looks like. So I don't know who this is. Again, my leading theory is that this is actually Peter, and Peter and this person is the same person in the beginning with the tattoo. Because if we connect the dots, Peter likes to be outside. He likes to be on his own in the forest. What are you hiding, Peter? What are you hiding? And I guess this just kind of, it doesn't prove my point, but this makes my point stronger. The fact that we are probably in the basement that is right by Peter's cabin in the forest. Peter needs to strip down naked so I can see whether or not he has a tattoo or not. I need that to happen. No homo. Oh wait, that is a plot point in the episode. Fuck. He did. Okay, I was trying to make a joke, but oh god. Oh no. Jeez. Oh god. Although, would he, she, they, I apologize, would they know about Peter's back tattoo if that is Peter? You know what I mean? Like, clearly they know more about Peter's physical body, and because of the fact that Peter and Charlotte are now separated, I'm just going to assume and I am going to believe that Charlotte has not seen Peter's, you know, naked body in a long time. So it kind of makes sense that Charlotte would have no idea, you know, whatever Peter is hiding, because Peter's always been wearing, you know, long sleeves, right? What are you hiding behind your body, Peter? Why are you wearing, you know, these long sleeves, these jackets and all? What are you trying to hide, Peter? I don't know. Like the suspicions are through the roof for me right now. But yeah, ooh, excited to see where this goes. I think this is probably like the best part about Dark. It's just like me being able to theory craft, and oh man, I want to know how it feels like when, you know, when this show was airing back when it was at the time. Like, I really want to know. I feel like I missed out on it, you know, like having watched like a couple of shows as it is airing now, and, you know, seeing you know, all of the different internet online discussions of people like discussing whether or not this is real or this is false, or, you know, like where the story is gonna go, you know, like theory crafting, making predictions and all that stuff, seeing, you know, other people's analysis and their idea of what it is, because, you know, at that time the story isn't over yet. It's a lot of fun, and I feel like I'm kind of missing that out for a bit, you know, like, because clearly people who are watching my reactions, you guys who are watching my reaction, you've already seen the show. You already know what happened. You already know, you know, what's gonna happen. You already know the secrets. You already know, you know, like who is who, what is going on, and all that stuff. So I feel like I'm just talking to myself about like my own theories and my own predictions and stuff, and all of you guys watching are just gonna be like, we can't really say anything, because if we agree or disagree, then that kind of spoils on whether or not my thoughts are real or not. So I don't know, I feel like I'm kind of in the dark, but at the same time it is kind of fun to talk about this regardless. So I appreciate each and every one of you who are watching my reactions and my discussions as well, and being very not spoilery in the comment section. Actually, like a lot of people in the comments have been like, once again, like pretty chill about it, you know, like you're just talking about like, yeah, this scene is great, this scene is great, this character is great, I love this moment, I love this theme, like, but you're not really talking about like, you know, whether or not my predictions or my theories, or, you know, giving me any hints or whatever. Like I appreciate that. I love the, you know, the having your own predictions, and I guess doubling down on your predictions and seeing whether or not it is real or not is also very fun. But I know for some people that may come as a disappointment. Like if, let's say, you know, you predict something, like you want something to happen, but then it didn't happen and you are left with disappointment. I get that. I know some people do feel that way. But personally, I don't, at least for most of the stories that I've consumed. Like, if I have a prediction and then it turns out to be false, but if the execution of said prediction or whatever it is that the show tells you, or, you know, how or what the show actually goes for, like if it's better than my prediction, like who am I to be angry about? Like, whoa, this is way better than what I would expect, you know? So with Dark, I'm pretty much confident that whatever prediction that I have, the show is probably gonna give me like something way better. And I'm all for it. I'm excited. This is fun. This is great. I love this show. Thank you all so much for tuning in. Thank you all so much for watching my reaction and my discussion to Season 1, Episode 4. Hit the like if you haven't already. Subscribe if you haven't. If you want to watch the next episode reaction, early access is available on Patreon. Links are in the description below. Also, once again, you know, at this point, it's kind of pointless for me to say, but full reactions are also in the description below. It's not on Patreon or whatever. It's in the description below. If you want to watch like the full episode reaction, just like click on the link in the description below. Okay, so see you all next time, next week. Take care. Have a nice day. Peace.